13th of March, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Hashavua with Rashi. Let's see, what are we on? Vayakhel.
Fine, let's go. Very good. Okay, so we ended off yesterday. I believe we got closed abruptly.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, anyway, what I want to say, right, so we were explaining this concept of Havara Lachalek Yotzas, that the Havara was singled out from all other malachas to tell you that each individual malacha is considered a separate Avera. So somebody in a simultaneously, or it doesn't necessarily have to be simultaneously, but close to one another, all in one forgetting. By the way, it's interesting. Gabe Shabbos, Malachas Shabbos, there's basically three different types of levels of awareness regarding doing Malacha. There's a level of being aware that he's doing the Malacha and doing it intentionally, that's Mazid. There is that he's aware of what he's doing, but he either forgot it was Shabbos, or he was unaware that this particular action is forbidden on Shabbos. That is termed, and if he does a malacha on Shabbos in such a level of awareness, either he doesn't know it's Shabbos, he's not aware that it's Shabbos, or he's not aware that this particular action is forbidden on Shabbos, he's called a shoygeg, and he has to bring a sin offering, chatos. There's another thing is that he's not aware of what he's doing at all. For instance, somebody is walking along and he brushes past the light switch and he turns off or on or off the light. That's not considered shoygeg. He didn't realize what he's doing. That's called misasek, which there's no punishment, because he's totally, the person obviously should be careful about not such a thing should happen. But nevertheless, if he's totally unaware that he's doing something, he's not liable for punishment. Okay? So anyway, so this pasuk is telling you that each individual malacha, so somebody who forgot it was Shabbos, and in that time, let's say in the few minutes that he was unaware that it was Shabbos, he cooked, he wrote, he did some other malachas. For each malacha that he does, separate malacha, that is, he is chayav a separate korban chatos. Okay? Fine. Let's continue. Who read actually Pasuk Gimel?
I think I did.
Okay, so Pasuk Daled, Meir.
Okay, 1 second. I just got into the class.
Okay.
Daled.
Right.
Says, Vayomer Moshe, I presume we're on Lamed Hey?
Correct.
Okay. Vayomer Moshe, El Kol Adat B'nei Yisrael Lemor, Zeh Hadavar Asher Tziva Hashem Lemor. Okay, so Moshe said to all of the assembly of B'nai Yisrael, saying,
Or the community, that's what I tried to think of.
Community. So Adat is community then?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mentioned
good.
this on Aleph. I think only Yechiel was here then. That was on was it yesterday? It must have been yesterday. Yeah. Here Moshe is called Adas B'nai Yisrael. Okay.
Okay.
There's a concept of a community and there's a concept of a congregation. So a group of people who have common goals, common desires, common things in common, and they live together, even though they're not actually gathered together, congregated together, but they are a unit. And that's called an Eidah. And that's what we call community. So I translate it as community. Okay?
Okay.
Whereas Kehila, right? Kahal, Vayakhel Moshe, means to actually bring them all together, to be all standing together as one congregation.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Now Rashi's let's translate the pasuk. Sorry.
So the entire community. Okay, good. Okay, of children of Israel saying, this is the word which Hashem commanded, saying.
Now,
okay.
So you've got a problem over here. Rashi's got it. It says twice lemar.
Oh, it says Zeh Adavar Asher Tiva Hashem.
We just said lemar.
I see.
And in addition, actually, you've got three times the verb vayom, amira mentioned over here.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So Rashi says, Li, more lachem.
Okay. This is the matter which Hashem commanded me to say to you. So Rashi is clearly explaining that which it says at the end, Asher Tzivah Hashem Lemor, okay, does not mean saying, right? Because that's already been said before. But it means this is the matter which Hashem commanded, right, to say.
Right.
So Rashi explained, what does that mean? Hashem commanded to say. Hashem commanded me to say to you. That's what Rashi's filling in the gap there. Okay?
Very good. Yes.
One second. So what remains to be understood, so what's the meaning of the first lemar? Vayomer Moshe kol adas b'nei Yisrael lemar. So just once, if you hold on 1 second, I have a note on this.
But isn't that sort of standard? The first one, the lemor? Well, actually, it's when Hashem speaks to Moshe. It says, "Vaydaber Hashem o Moshe lemor." That's what it says. Yeah.
Yeah. So there it's a bit different because there, Vaydaber Hashem spoke. Lemor, there you could mean say. Means the prophet's telling you. That's a standard. This standard pasuk Vaydaber Hashem o Moshe lemor. First, the prophet telling you Moshe had, or Hashem had a conversation with Moshe. He spoke to him. And Chazal say this included not just the words he said to him, but included the Torah Sheba'al Peh as well. So therefore, the pasuk means Vaydaber Hashem o Moshe. Hashem spoke to Moshe. Lemor, saying, and these were the specific words he said to him, to be transmitted and written in the Torah, that they should be Torah Shebiksav. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what the Malbim explains it that way, and I think the Mizrahi also explains it that way. I'm sorry, the Gur Aryeh. Explains it that way, that Vaydaber Hashem and Moshe means the Kodesh Baruch Hu told Moshe the entire mitzvah, the mitzvah in its entirety, the Torah Shebiksav and Torah Sheba'al Peh, and Lemar saying, these are the actual words of Torah Shebiksav. That's if you are translating the word Lemar as going back on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem
Right.
spoke to Moshe, and this is what Hashem said, say. Okay? However, other Mefarshim in the Mizrahi in particular, and others learn the word Lema is not going back on Hashem, it's going on Moshe. Hashem spoke to Moshe, Lema for him to say to Klal Yisrael.
Mhm.
Okay? Now,
Okay.
this pasuk over here, this is all what I mentioned to you just now. This two opinions is only regarding the pasuk which appears 70 or more times in the Torah. Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe leim. Here, this pasuk doesn't say Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe. It says Vayomer Moshe el kol hadas meYisrael leimor. So now you've got Vayomer. So you can't explain it as we explained it before. Like
Right.
we spoke about Yadaber, means Hashem
Mhm.
spoke, and then these were the actual words he said, because Moshe said, Moshe said saying, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
You only to repeat the word. He said, when Moshe said to the tribe of Israel, this is Adov Asher Tziva Hashem Lema. The first Lema is superfluous. You just hold 1 second. I want to so what note number 7? 1 second. I have a note over here. 7. The term lema can generally be understood in one of 2 ways. It refers to the subject, and so that who's speaking again, Vayidaber Hashem. Okay. Refers to the object, meaning that he was to say what he was told to others. He was, meaning that he was to say what he was told to others. See Mizrahi now. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit involved. We'll leave it for the time being. It's a little bit involved over here. Okay, I'm going to leave that. Okay. Let's go back. Let's continue. Now, that's what Rashi's bothered over here. This is the matter which Hashem commanded, saying, not referring back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It means it's commanded me to say to you. Lemo, to say. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's go to Pasuk Hey. Lou, Pasuk Hey. Hello?
Kechu may itchem teruma lashem kol nadiv libo yevi eha ace terumas Hashem zahav vakesef unechoshes. So take from yourselves a donation to Hashem. Everyone who is generous of heart shall bring it as a
not as
offering.
Shall bring it, the offering or the donation, the selected contribution for Hashem, and it should be
gold, silver, and copper.
Right.
So why do you say you don't put the word as in there?
It's not really necessary to say that. As.
Well,
If you
it's saying,
bring it, oh, you could
ace trumas. To bring it gift. So in English, we would say as a gift.
yeah, but okay, you could say
No,
as.
bring it is yivi eha.
Yeah, bring it, comma, that es trumas Hashem, the contribution for Hashem. Just let me see how I translate it. Just 1 second.
Eight is in front of a direct object, I think.
Right, so that means trumas is the object.
Yes.
No, I would think the gold, silver, and copper are the objects in this case.
No, it definitely means, because otherwise you wouldn't say ace trumas Hashem.
Oh, those gold, silver, and copper.
Oh, I see. A trumat. Right. It's the portion.
They're the adverbs. They're the adjectives.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Lou.
Let me change 1 second.
I think I blinked my eye the wrong way.
Hey, you can't blink in this class, man.
That's for sure.
Okay, should I go on to Rashi, or are we waiting for something?
Just 1 second. I want to see how I translate it over here.
Okay.
Every generation shall bring the selected contribution eternal, gold, silver, and copper. So I did not translate it as it.
Did you say as?
No, neither. You see,
So what's
sometimes,
Yevi'eha then?
where's,
That would go on Truma.
you sometimes a pronoun is used where it's unnecessary. I'll just give an example.
You want to just say everyone who is generous of heart shall bring a gift.
Right.
For Hashem.
Okay.
Without translating the hey.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I'll give an example.
I can hear that.
I can't think of an example right now. There's an example where it says the term who, where it's also I can't remember now. Okay, I can't think of it offhand. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, Rashi says Nediv libo al shem she libo nodvo, because his heart makes him generous.
Right.
Karui Nediv Lev. He is referred to as one who is generous of heart.
I would translate it noidvo means what motivates him. Hashem shelibo noidvo means that his heart motivates him. So therefore, that's why he's called Nediv Lev. Means he's motivated of heart.
Okay. Kavar pe rashti nidvas ha mishkan umelachto. Okay, so I have already explained the donation of the Mishkan and its construction. Bimakom tzava asan, in the place where they were commanded.
Right.
In the place that they were commanded. You don't have to say where.
Meaning that's in Parsha's Truma and Tetzaveh.
Right. So he's just saying that there's other gifts. And I already explained those other gifts. I'm not explaining them again here.
All these terms mentioned over here is basically a repeat of what is mentioned at the beginning of Parshas Truma. Right? It's a paraphrase.
Right.
If you go back to chapter Vayakhel 25, and you'll see almost the same, almost the word for word the same. And it goes to Pasuk Gimel.
What pasuk?
Gimel.
Chapter 25, Pasuk Gimel.
Gimel.
Yeah. Yep.
And here it says, Yivez Trumas Hashem, Zahav Chesed V'Nechoshes. Pasuk Dalet is almost exactly the same. Okay? Pasuk Hey over there and Pasuk Zayin here are also exactly the same. Also Pasuk
Why is it being so redundant? Why doesn't it just say take
this is one of the big
Trumas like you did over there?
Right, I don't know. But this is one of the enigmas of these parashas. The Torah's marech, even though the Torah is so particular about every single nuance and every letter nuance, but here comes the Mishkan, the Torah it repeats and repeats and repeats. And in fact, everything is repeated almost 3 or 4 times. One, the commandment. Secondly, that Moshe gives over the commandment to Bezalel and all the other craftsmen. And then the third time it mentions how they actually were made. Okay?
And all these psukim between 5 and 11, there's no Rashi because they're just completely redundant.
Right, not redundant, but they're exact repeat, almost exact repeat of everything mentioned over there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The proof that they're redundant is that Rashi doesn't have anything to say.
Right. Okay? Actually, Pasuk Yod is interesting because that's not mentioned there. We again have this use of the term. Pasuk says, "V'chol chacham leiv bochem." Every person who's wise-hearted among you, Yovoyu v'yasu es kol asher tzivah Hashem, shall come and do that which Hashem has commanded. So there was no, obviously there was some sort of training program. As we mentioned over there, Chacham Lev means somebody who utilizes his wisdom for the best, that his mind controls his heart. His mind is in full control of his heart. Okay? Anyway, let's do Pasuk Mayami. Pasuk Yud Aleph.
Okay, Yud Aleph. It says, Et HaMishkan, et Ahalo, ve'et Maksehu, et Michsehu, et Karasav, the et Karashav, et Richav, there's no Yud there. Is that Chav?
Yes, it is, but it should be, it's like a Greek C, right? It's written without a Yud, but it's written, it's
okay, yeah, my Chumash doesn't tell me that. And et Amudav, the et Adanav. Okay, so these are all the parts of the
right. Now,
Mishkan, I guess.
Okay, so now what does the Torah mean by the term Mishkan? Es HaMishkan.
Okay. So it includes an ahalo, its tent, and Maksehu is its cover, et Karasav, it's hooks, apparently. The et Karashav, its beams. Richav are bars. Et Amudav, rope, you said?
No, rods. R-O-D-S.
Oh, rods. Oh, okay. Okay, rods. And amudav are pillars, its pillars, and adanav are its sockets.
Right. Or more literally, bases. The bases of
Okay. The bases. Oh, okay.
My English translates Es Hamishkan as the tabernacle spread.
okay. So I mean, it sounds like they were up to the inaugural dinner. Anyway,
the chopped liver, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, that word spread doesn't belong there, does it?
Right. So I translated the drapes of the dwelling.
Why
That's what
drapes? Is the Mishkan is the Mishkan referring to the entire structure?
No, that's exactly what Rashi's going to point out over here.
Oh,
We're only
Oh,
referring
okay.
to the drapes of the dwelling.
Okay.
That's referred to as the Mishkan.
Okay, so it says Et HaMishkan. Yiriot atachtonot anirot bitocho. Okay, so Yiriot are they're not curtains, are they?
Yeah, well, they're drapes.
Drapes.
I have
okay.
canopy.
Yeah, but that's not here. Urea is anything you have urea is something, anything as a spread. It's a spread out cloth.
So it's like hanging down.
That's where they got the spread from. That's where the article got the spread from.
Right. It doesn't necessarily have to be hanging down. It can be spread horizontally.
Oh, it could be. Oh, okay. Okay. So it says, let's see, Hanirot bitocho, that are seen from within. Okay. Karoi Mishkan is called a Mishkan. Oh, okay. So now I see what you're saying. Okay. Next Rashi is Et Ahalo, the tent, or its tent. Who Ohel Uriot Izim, Soy the Gog. Okay, so let's see. So it is a tent.
It means rather a canopy.
Oh, a canopy. Okay.
Oh, there's that word again.
Okay,
canopy, so easy of goat.
It's a translation of urea. It's a translation of oil, and oil is a canopy.
Oh, okay. Uriot izim are goats, not skins.
This is the canopy of the drapes of goat's hair.
Oh, drapes of goats. Okay.
Okay.
Which is made for the roof.
As a roof.
As a roof. Oh, okay. Very good. And the next one is Et Migsehu. And it's covering.
Meaning the cover, which was supposed to go over the drapes of the dwelling, the Mishkan, and Ahaloi, the canopy, which was the drapes of goat's hair. Now they had another cover on top of that. And that's what Rashi points out. What was that made of?
Okay, Miksei Orot Ha'elim V'Hatach Zichashim.
Right.
So it's the skins of rams,
right?
And what this Zichashim.
Right, Tachash. There was a certain animal which was only for that time and afterwards became extinct.
Unicorn.
So somebody said it was a unicorn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's why it became extinct. They left the world.
Anyway, what I want to mention something on that point. Yeah, there's a machloikas actually. See, here this implies there was the one further cover over the Mishkan covering, the oil covering.
Mhm.
There's Mechseyu, its cover. It's mashma, there was only one cover. Okay? However, elsewhere it's mashma, there were two coverings. So it's actually the Gemara that brings a machlokas, whether there was a separate covering of ram skins and a separate covering of tachash skins, right? Or they made together half of ram skin and half of tachash skin. So were there actually two more coverings over, one of ram skin and one of tachash skins? Or was it one cover made up of two parts, partially ram skin, partially tachash skin? Okay, let's continue. Lou, Pasuk Yud Beis.
Es ha'aron ve'es badav es hakapores ve'es paroches hamasach. Okay, so the Aron and its staves, the lid,
Okay.
the parochus screen.
Right. So
It
I
doesn't translate parochus.
You'll see in Rashi, I translate as the partition curtain, because its purpose was to be a partition.
Oh, yeah.
You know, sometimes you have a curtain to make privacy, to create privacy in one place, as opposed to, that you want the one room to be more private, one part of them to be more private than the other. Okay? Sometimes it's just merely a divider. Okay?
So
Well,
the
isn't that
parochus
what-
is,
I mean, put it this way, give you an example, a mechitza in a shul, right, is in order to separate men and women. The idea is not that the men's side is more holy necessarily than the women's side, or that the women shouldn't be seen by the men. It is partially that, but the Maisa, the point is that they should be in separate places. The men and the women should not be in the same room or the same area when davening.
so the parochus is the separator between the Holy of Holies and the courtyard outside of the Holy of Holies?
Not the courtyard, it wasn't courtyard, it was the other room. It was called the Kodesh, which was the sanctuary.
Okay, so the parochus is the separation between the Kodesh HaKadoshim and the Kodesh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's see. Rashi says the parochus screen, parochus ha-mechitza, the screen of which is a partition.
Right. Or the curtain, which is acting as a partition.
Right. Kol devar.
Why is Mosach mean a partition? So Rashi says, Kol dover.
Anything that protects. Oh, magain, anything that shields. Bain le mala, between the top. Bain mik neged.
So it doesn't mean between, but in this sense, Bain means whether it be on top or it is means Bain milamala, whether it's be on top, meaning and it's lying horizontal. Bain mikaneged, whether it be